I had, I don't, because I know I had imported students too.
Let's see here. So we're going to put the bleed kit, and then
we are live.
We are live on.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tribute Talks.
Sorry, I'm looking up things.
We've got stuff to talk about.
So, the first thing I put in the comments a review that was done on the intermediate bleed kit done by Refuge Medical. And the reason is we actually just received another replenishment. I've got to get two of these out to one's going to Atoka, one's coming here. And then separately, we had a custom kit behind there that was made for, these are going to be going to Jenks. Jenks is our oldest request on deck right now. We're finally able to fulfill it. Thank you to the Exchange Club out of Muskogee.
Heck yeah.
And so what I thought was kind of cool is on here on your side is, can you reach that?
Here.
So, yep, because I can see it on the camera. So on your side is the Cat 7. You can just point at it. But it's the Cat 7 tourniquet. And then on my side is the Soft T. But basically, this is the thing I love about Refuge is that I reached out to him and said, hey, I've got a request. Here's how much money we have. And we need 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they custom build what we're, and I mean, these arrived just, I mean, I walked and picked them out of the door just now, but it's their bare fat kit that, you know, and so I just told them, hey, mass casualty. So like they've got all sorts of stuff in here for, in essence, a school shooting, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But so that's one of the things that I love about our partnership with Refuge is that we're able to just tell them, here's what we need. Here's kind of the end use. And then they build us through their expertise a kit. But I found a video where it kind of talked through the difference of a Soft T and a Cat 7. And I didn't know if you and I had ever kind of talked through that either.
No. So
I'll put that since our handy dandy. Let's see. I'm going to present. Share screen.
Do we want to include our TikTok people?
Not today, just because it didn't like the share screen. I want to figure out.
Okay.
I want to figure out how I can download TikTok on here. So I mean, yes, but not.
That's all right.
Yeah. Let's see here. It's going to be this one right here. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so this is Bob. Did you ever get to meet Bob?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
all right, let's make sure I got. So Bob's going to talk to us, and Bob is with Refuge Medical. He's the guy at Refuge. He's just a baby here though, because this video was done in 2022. So let's see if we can get it going here.
Hey guys, Bob with Refuge Medical, and today we're going to talk about windlass tourniquets and which windlass tourniquets we as Refuge Medical recommend, and a little bit about the differences between the two. So we'll start with the Cat Gen 7. So this is the 7th generation of the Cat tourniquet, or combat application tourniquet. Now, the Cat Gen 7 is based off of a band that inside of which has a Kevlar strip. And inside of that Kevlar strip is what gives us our tightening power right here. When the windlass is rotated, it pulls on said Kevlar strip. Then on the outside, it's secured with hook and loop versus a TACMED Soft T, or Special Operation Forces tourniquet. The Soft T operates off of a buckle and a single strap. And so it does not have the hook and loop. It doesn't catch on as many things, but at the same time, it's a little bit more tricky to apply this to yourself versus the Cat Gen 7. Another key difference that you're going to notice is the securing method for the windlass. So the Cat Gen 7 has a C-clamp right here, and then it has our little time tab, while our Soft T has a smaller C-clamp and it has a triangle lock for the windlass to fit into, securing it like so. Another thing that I love about the soft tee that the Cat Gen 7 doesn't have is it has a detachable buckle right here. And this buckle can be detached, allowing you to quickly use this as an intervention in any sort of impingement circumstance. So that'd be if somebody's trapped inside of a vehicle or trapped between two different objects, this can be quickly detached and then looped around, secured back in, and you can start to work the buckle. One thing I will say that's very different between these two tourniquets is you have to train much more with a soft tee to use it on yourself versus a Cat Gen 7. This is a very intuitive tourniquet to use on yourself. Another main difference is going to be the windlass itself. The Cat Gen 7 is reinforced plastic, while on the soft tee, you have an aluminum metal windlass here. Those are going to be your main key differences. The most important thing, though, is that you carry a tourniquet and you train with them. I personally carry both the soft tee and the Cat Gen 7 on me every single day. They are awesome tourniquets. They are the most trusted and most proven through the global war on terror, which gives us all of the white pages and documentation behind these two tourniquets. If you guys are needing a tourniquet, feel free to reach out to refugemedical.com, or if you're needing training on using these applications here, reach out to Refuge Training. We'd love to help you out and make sure that you're prepared for any circumstances. Remember, carry a tourniquet and stay prepared.
Nice.
Yeah, so Refuge, if you guys aren't familiar, that's what's going on, Rhonda. So that's a group that we do a ton of business with, and this is one of the reasons why is that they do the training with the material. It's all made in America gear. Just a great group of folks. But so I just looked up, Refuge, how to use a tourniquet, and there's that. And then I also found a review. So that's the link that you'll see in the comments, regardless of what source that you're kind of watching us from. And it's just somebody busting open one of our intermediate bleed kits, and that's what we fundraise and give out to first responders. So that's kind of a cool, this is what we do and what we give out. And it's just somebody it's another YouTuber. So if you go watch the video, also be sure to subscribe to that person and hit the like button for them. It always helps. So, alrighty, what else?
Well, did we want to go over any of our other events or anything first, and then we can roll into everything else?
The first thing coming up is burial mounds. That's gonna be July 26th and 27th. We're doing the hospitality. So, and I'll put that on our group me. And what that is, if you're not familiar and you're seeing this later, group me is just instead of getting text messages and being in group text, which can be kind of obnoxious,
Mm-hmm.
GroupMe is a nice app because then you can silence it and look at it as you want to pop in and out. So if you want to be kind of on the inside of Project Tribute, but you're worried about the commitment, the GroupMe text app is a great option because you can just lurk in the distance and have no obligations, but know where we're going to be and when, and kind of have that better insight to our operation.
Yeah, and theoretically, you can have a say in things that we do and places we go and decisions we make, and you don't have to have any of necessarily the responsibility of running the foundation. So kind of a neat way to give some input.
Well, and one of the things that we recently did is I put on the GroupMe link our board meeting, and we had a couple folks that joined in because I want all the brain power that we can muster to help us serve first responders. So let's see here. We got burial mounds, and then August 17th at Kiwanis Park in Baxter Springs. I'm a lurker until I'm not, aren't we all? So August 17th from 5 to 10 p.m. It is a Jeep invasion over in Baxter Springs. And so the Brent and Leslie Dinger are the ones hosting that. And then Project Tribute is the beneficiary of the funds raised. So that's coming up. And then we're going to be doing our trick or trunk. The date is to be determined, but we definitely could use some help on if you want to buy a bag of candy and throw it. If you see a good deal on candy, we're definitely last year. How many do you think we saw? 1,000?
I don't know. I don't know if it was 1,000. It was a lot though.
Yeah, it was a big line, and
it was way more than we expected.
I was impressed that even though I told everyone don't get in the line, they just naturally got in the line. Like all right.
Candy's involved. People figure out everything else after that.
And we still had plenty of candy. The Patriot Auto Group, they did their team raised money and they funded 80% of the candy that we had, and then that allowed us to serve more kids.
I'll bet you it was probably the busiest trunk or treat in all of Bartlesville.
Oh yeah, the thing about Project Tribute is rain, sleet, snow, or shine, we'll be there.
Not everybody else.
Yeah,
everybody else bowed out, and I think that's why we got so much traction.
And where this comes from is that I have been hardened at my days at burial mounds. So the last time that I was at burial mounds was the first time it wasn't raining or snowing.
Mm.
And it's not like kind of a little bit of rain or kind of, even when I went there just to do a delivery,
Yeah.
it still rained.
Well, I mean, I think that translates to all parts of our business because even our yard signs can survive tornadoes.
They absolutely can.
Mine did.
Yeah, mine did too.
It's sitting right where it was. I didn't even have to adjust it. It
Exactly.
was sitting right where I put it beforehand.
Exactly. So if you need a yard sign, we've got them at the foundation office. Oh, I didn't tell you. I put on the comments here. We're looking at opening the foundation. I just put once a month.
Oh, cool.
So I went ahead and like sneak peeked that in this.
Sweet.
But so if you come to the prices will be cheaper if you come to us. So we got yard signs and cups, and then we've I put on there that we brought all of our inventory for shirts back to the foundation office, and so we're looking at reopening once a month. We'll kind of figure out the dates, but if you want to, that's an easy opportunity to volunteer. If you're looking for some volunteer hours, all you got to do is just sit here, and then what we might start doing is putting the tent outside just to kind of show people we've got stuff. But, let's see here. So Baxter Springs, August 17th, October, Trick or Trunk. And then in October, the 18th through the 20th is the Okie Jeep Jam in Muskogee. So same thing. You all are more than welcome. It's a great event. Lots of Jeeps, lots of things to see. And Muskogee is just a cool town.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a fun event.
Yep. And then we've got bake auction for November and December. And then December will be our Flags for Warriors banquet at the Dog House at Old Red in Tishomingo on December 14th. So we'll be putting out a lot of information over these. Sign me up. Maximus says he will do one of the flip signs.
There you go.
There we go. All right. So we'll be putting out a lot of information about really Baxter Springs and the Flags for Warriors banquet coming up. And then the other thing is once we get the trailer is currently over at Okie Overland. They are doing some repairs and some outfitting for me. And then I think we'll do a contest of name the trailer.
Yeah.
I think that maybe the winning name gets some mugs or something.
That'd be cool.
But I do for burial mounts, we'll take the laser out.
Sweet.
I think I figured out the battery. I think my battery bank will handle it. So we'll be printing some stuff on site.
Heck yeah.
So, other ideas we're tossing around is just the volunteer gift levels, just as our way to show appreciation to volunteers. But so Compton threw out a pretty decent question. You want to dive into that?
Yeah. So if you don't know her, Miss Sierra Compton, Officer Sierra Compton, she's a Bartlesville police officer, and she's also one of our board members. She was on our group me, and like we said before, if you want to join that group me, help you get a little bit more involved. But she posed a question earlier today asking, what do you guys think are some good ideas to reach different audiences? And then also, do you think we can do something better overall? And I thought I kind of wanted to dive a little bit into what do you guys think are some good ideas to reach different audiences? Because especially in today's day and age, there's a lot of different people and groups that unfortunately don't have maybe as positive a outlook on like law enforcement and maybe first responders as we do. And so my response to that would be essentially look at our motto. It's to enhance the life-saving capabilities of first responders. So while we do support law enforcement, one of the primary things that we do is just giving them that gear so that they can provide care to you, the person who's living in whatever community that is. So your uncle that lives in Oshaleta or some other community with a smaller community can have the stuff that they need to be supported. It's not necessarily like, it's not a polarizing thing. And it's not really even a situation or that you have to pick a side.
Well, I think that's one of the questions. So Sierra was working through a grant, and it's how many, what's the population served?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the beauty of what we do is that it's everyone within that community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God forbid somebody have a need for the items,
right? But
by the first responder having that, if you go down, they've got the tools to help.
Mm-hmm.
So that, like when I tallied it up, just in the 3 benefited by the couple $1,000s worth of gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jenks is not a small town, and we've got gear getting ready to head over to Jenks for in the event of a mass casualty event. So how do you say that like this kit can probably help 10 people, but which 10?
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I mean, potentially I think that's the population we serve is literally everyone.
Yeah. And that's kind of goes in, kind of where I was going with that too is like one of our more recent initiatives is we sat down and John gave us board members specific requests to work on. So essentially what that's going to look like is us reaching out to the community, and whether it's different businesses or different individuals in those communities, and having those conversations with them about why they would want to donate to us and why they would want to give us money. And so, for example, I was given the Wagoner County Emergency Management about $3,500 in individual first aid kits. And so you think about it, and so you're going to different people and talking to them about, well, why would I want to give you money so that you can give our first responders whatever it is that you're getting them? It's like, well, there's a lot of different reasons. I mean, what reasons could you think of that, you would require an emergency response to your home or to your place of work, and so it can, when you talk to them about that, it becomes a lot less of a conversation of, do you support the police, and a lot more of a conversation of, do you want them to be able to take care of your family when they show up?
Right.
And, I think the clear and obvious answer to that is yes.
I mean, we don't talk about policing policies or the justice system at all. We can talk about politics. It truly is, do you have the things you need to save a life? That's it.
Yep. It's not political.
Nope.
It's, we want our first responders to be able to provide better care. So I think what a lot of people might get misconstrued is that it is political automatically because they show up and like, well, you support police or something like that. And that's not the case.
Right.
It's just, we want them to be better, not better prepared and better equipped to take care of you when they show up. So it's not even a political thing, but I think a lot of people maybe construe it that way. But getting back to what I was saying is, that's a great way to attack having those conversations with people that might automatically be off put. And then maybe they won't warm up to immediately, but they'll think about it.
Right. Well, it's kind of, I mean, what's going on, Bear? So it's the same as with this kit. There is no policy policing anything that happens to do with this kit. It's if somebody needs it, the tool's right there ready to go.
Yep.
And it was built by, folks that are professionals in the life-saving field. So I think that's the exciting thing of what we do, is that it's breaking down the barriers and going, if you came across a victim that was, like, here's a massive blood loss event, do you have what you need? Because of the help of Refuge Medical right here, we're able to support and provide and give very specific help. Like, I guess if you improperly use the tourniquet around somebody's throat, maybe, but beyond that, like, it's truly, and if you look at the 21 lives saved, it's all been all but like 3 have been police.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, Bartlesville, we had another life lost last night, or I guess 2 nights ago. And I guarantee that there was refuge kits from Project Tribute that were used at that scene. I guarantee it. I mean, unfortunately, the victim, passed away later on, but they had a fighting chance.
Yep.
Because, the officers had training and gear. And that's all we're after, is just trying to give really the victims of a event a chance.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something interesting that I don't think people necessarily consider, the fact that if you go on our website and you look at all the requests that have been placed, if you see a request from a department for a certain item, that either means they don't have that item, or they do have it and it's outdated or broken or unusable.
Yep.
So look at all those different requests that we have on our website that are there, and think about all the different departments that, of no fault of their own, don't have the gear that they need to take care of you.
Yep.
And then that's why we're here.
So what I put up on there, I don't know if did you even see that I did that?
Do what?
So I put the link for all the pending requests.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's what's up there.
What an awesome little segue.
That is. And so what I did is I put the link up there, and that is every request. There's one that came through that I need to respond back to, but they were asking for ballistic. They were asking for bulletproof vests.
Yeah.
And so if you're interested to, one, go see what requests are out there, click that link, and it is literally from it. That is every request we have yet to fulfill. Yep. And if, let's say that hey, John, I want to own trying to fundraise for that request, you don't even have to let me know unless
Mhm.
you've gotten it taken care of. But we're just going down chronological order unless somebody pops in and says, "Hey, I'm from Coweta. I want that one."
Yeah. And I mean, at that point, we would encourage you to go on there and find one that you want to fundraise for. That doesn't mean that, we're going to hold you to paying for it. That doesn't mean that, you're going to be held responsible if we can't fulfill it immediately. But it just means that you're going to make it your mission to seek out some individuals or groups that could maybe cover those, and then, get that gear out there.
Well, and again, the beauty of what we do is that, like, you're doing Wagner County.
Mhm.
So if you found the funding for Wagner County, I'm not going to divert that to something else. I don't have anything else to divert it to.
Well, so like for me, for example, I was thinking about how I was going to attack that. And what I'll probably do is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at Wagner County, and then I'll look at a lot of the businesses that are in that area and just reach out to those individual businesses and see if they're interested. And then from there, I mean, I'm sure you can go on and you can find, I'm sure there's plenty of groups like Facebook groups and whatnot, and other maybe even Instagram pages and stuff that are related to or have something to do with Wagner County. And then you can go just reach out to those individuals.
Right.
And so I'm just going to create a template and then just shoot it over to them and answer any questions they have. And it's a lot of outreach, and it's going to be a lot of time just reaching out to individual people. But I mean, it's worth it.
Well, and I think that Davlin had a really good question on GroupMe about doing a volunteer training.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think in the next week I want to host. How do you have that conversation?
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have become experts at the no's,
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that you have to be prepared to you're going to get no's. And so don't stop.
Or you're going to get somebody that's like, I don't like the police.
Yeah.
That happens. We've seen it in person at events.
Yeah. There's nothing about me that says I'm the one, but apparently I'm the one.
Yeah. But I mean, it's important to know, even outside the foundation in regular life, it's important to know how to approach those conversations.
Yep.
And also not approach them in anger. Because if someone were to say that to me, first reaction might be, that makes me mad because I like the police.
Yep.
I support the police. But that's being angry is not what's going to make the connection of make them go from I don't like you to I want to give you my money now so that you can go, provide gear to different departments.
Well, I think it's been fun to watch like your growth, because there's been a couple where I've warned you after the fact of like, hey, you're never going to hear from them. And every time I get that weekly message phone call from that office, I'm like, yeah, we never did hear from you again.
I even told you the other day I saw one of those individuals in person.
Yeah.
I don't think he remembered me, but
yeah, to me, the big things to me with Project Tribute and anyone that's representing us is do what you say you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that you and I have seen that too much, that people make promises that they don't uphold, and then we struggle because of those unkept promises. And
it's hard because people obviously want to help, and so the instantaneous reaction is say, "Oh yeah, I'll do whatever I can to help," but you got to sit back and be a little bit more reserved and think, what can I actually handle and what can I take on myself that I'll be successful in.
That's what I mean. I've told plenty of folks that were, hey, I want to be on the board. I would rather you stop and pause and tell me no.
Yeah.
I would much rather a no, like it's not time for me now, and then you do come back when it is time, versus a yes right now and then it not be the right time. So that's kind of the, I don't know. I think that Davlin had a great question on just the volunteer training. So I do want to figure out, and we'll post on a GroupMe. But that way we can kind of talk through the pitfalls of fundraising, of what we've seen, and then also gain some ideas. But it really is just telling people what we do and being genuine.
Because it's amazing how many times we have conversations like, I never knew you existed.
Yep. In Bartlesville.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Even in Bartlesville.
Bartlesville police officers that don't know that we exist.
All it takes, and I mean, all it takes is you to share our stuff on Instagram or Facebook, put it on your story, go to different Facebook groups you're involved in and share our content there.
Hey, what's going on, Christian?
Christian says, I can finally make your video with this cup and coasters.
Yeah, so he came in, the design that he's talked to us about for a year. I mean, you get to watch every one of those messages. So he came in and I made it for him. Like,
oh, no way.
He made it while he was standing there.
That's awesome.
And then made it on. So I put it on a cup, and then I put it on a couple coasters for him as
well. Oh, super cool. I love those slate coasters.
Yeah.
Those are super sweet.
Those are some of the first ones we made, actually.
Yeah.
So I did. So I made my buddy a cup. I sent you that video.
That was cool.
I figured it out.
That's like fully customized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
cool.
So growing up, video games was big to us, and so I put several characters of video game, like Wolverine and some others.
That's super cool.
Awesome detail. Those slates are awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
they turned out really good. That laser has been so now we're gonna open the doors and get that product in folks' hands. So that's kind of the next step is trying to figure out when's the best day to open. So a couple takeaways. If you have an opinion on when's the easiest day, like if we were to open shop once a month, what would you do? And then what was Compton's question is on better ways to reach folks.
Yeah, or reach folks that maybe we wouldn't normally reach.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we dive any deeper into that question,
I mean, I think
know.
this is our second week in a row doing the going live.
Yep.
So I mean, I think us getting more consistent is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think that us being consistent, the things we put in place this year have helped us have. I mean, we've had more conversations with volunteers this year than we have in 4 years.
And on top of that, we're trying to increase the value that we provide to people. So not only are we providing a value to our first responders by getting them gear, but we're looking at providing value to people by having a service that we can provide that also provides us the funds to go and get that gear for first responders. We're also looking at getting a podcast going where we can, get stories of first responders and share their stories and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of different ways that we're trying to not only grow what we have going on here, but then also, but provide value to everybody. And so there's a lot of different ways we're trying to do that. But getting back to how we can reach out to other outside groups. I mean, it's just creating that brand recognition, and you're going to do that by creating those different avenues of providing value to people.
Yep, I think so too.
But
well, I think that's kind of gone through the list. Anything else?
Not necessarily, no.
All right. So on the link, we've got the how to donate. If you're interested, we've got the group me is a link on there if you want to just kind of learn more about what we're doing. It'll 2 guys and a guest. Thanks, Christian.
2 guys and this person.
And 3 people. That's what we're just going to call it 3 people.
It's straightforward.
That's it.
Rolls off the tongue.
What happens if we have 4? Yeah.
Then you say 3 people, and then in like the description +1.
Yeah. So we overall we've got several requests pending to go out the door, but they are here. So Refuge Medical and LifeVac, we've got those. LifeVac will probably be more of in August, just because when school gets up, we'll be able to go do deliveries. But then sometime in July, we're going to run over to 3 people in a 4th wheel. That's a good one. And it's got to be a firefighter if it's a wheel. So Jenks will be doing that. I've got to reach out to them and schedule. And then we've got a token Newkirk. I've got replacement kits that I'll probably mail those. That way we can get them to them quickly. So, all righty. If you guys are seeing this later, we've got lots of questions out there. If you hung on for the 30 minutes, thank you. Definitely, if you're seeing this, hit that like button, comment your thoughts, and then help us just kind of continue to learn and grow.
What do you want to see from us? Would you like more humorous banter?
Let's be careful on opening the door too much. I'm up for feed picks, and that's about it.
I was waiting for that. I was going to say it, but I wasn't sure if you were going to go there.
Oh yeah, that will be my second job. Like I'm not far. So, I like the name Tribute Talks for the podcast because that's literally what it would be.
I think that's pretty universal, and I think we're in universal agreement on that. That was anyway.
Yeah,
we're in agreement on that. Tribute Talks I think is a great name for just being able to talk to everybody about what's going on.
Yeah,
and then just kind of have a chill conversation about that kind of thing.
Well, we'll keep throwing out some ideas. We could start it. See, I thought about that as well, doing a first responder feet picks. Like I thought about that. Probably not PG. And if we get taken off Facebook, this will be the reason. But all righty. Well, I'm done for the day.
Yep.
How about you?
I'm pretty done.
Cool. Guys, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We'll definitely be here. So if you would like to donate.
If you would like to donate to the Project Tribute Foundation, please text Bleed Kit to 918-856-3977.
And then we've got all of our information at www.projecttribute.com. And then, as always, hit that like button, if you're whatever platform you're seeing us on, hit that like button, subscribe. Just help us continue to grow. And our goal is just to get more gear in the hands of first responders. So we've put on the link all the requests that we're trying to fundraise for. Every dollar we earn, we're just trying to chip away at that. So, all righty. Well, Bryce, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. See you guys.